Please repeat. Narayanam namaskritya naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayam udirayet nashta prayeshva bhadreshu nityam bhagavat sevaya bhagavati uttama shloke bhaktir bhavati naishtiki krishnaya vasudevaya devaki nandanaya cha nanda gopa kumaraya govindaya namo namaha. Hare Krishna. So do you remember what was the last chapter? Yes, Maharaj Pṛthu.
So Indra tried to उनका यज्ञ खराब करना चाहते थे for अश्वमेध यज्ञ।
Yes.
99 हो गए थे ठीक, और 100 वाले में 2 बार उन्होंने इंद्र ने आके घोड़े को ले लिया था।
Yes.
और फिर विष्णु जी के पुत्र ने दोनों बार छुड़ाया था। तो आपने आगे नेक्स्ट में बताएंगे कि ब्रह्मा जी ने उनको इंद्र को क्यों नहीं पूछा।
Very nice. Very nice. Very good. Jai. Yes. Yeah, so that's exactly what happened. Indra stole the horse. When Maharaj Pṛthu was performing Ashwamedh Yagna, Indra stole the horse twice. 2 बार वो घोड़े को चुरा के ले गए। और एक जो पॉइंट हमने डिस्कस किया था, पॉइंट ये था कि इंद्र वॉज एनवियस ऑफ पृथु महाराज। एंड वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट, इंद्र, जैसा मैंने पिछली बार भी बताया, इंद्र इज कंफर्म्ड टू स्टे इंद्र until end of this manvantar. His position is secured. So this is something that we all need to think about. In some shape or form, there is some level of envy in all of us. That is why we are here. We became envious of Krishna. उसकी आवाज ही बढ़ा दो प्रभु थोड़ा सा। आ रही है? हाई है? Okay. Yeah, we became envious of Krishna, sometime even our guru, sometime even our relatives, our friends, something, and then we all get entangled into this cycle. When Krishna is speaking to Arjun in 9th chapter, Bhagavad Gita, very first verse, he's saying to Krishna, Krishna is saying to Arjun, Yah idam paramam guhyam, right? He says, I'm telling you this very top secret knowledge. The most confidential knowledge is the title of the chapter. Idam tu te param guhyam. Yeah. I'm going to tell this because you are non-envious. So that was the main qualification to accept that most confidential knowledge, or to even hear that most confidential, because you are non-envious. And Krishna says, Gyan Vijnana Sahitam. Not just theoretical knowledge, you will also realize the practical knowledge. If somebody tells you in theory that from here you go to Campbelltown this way, but Krishna is saying, with this, the way I'm going to give you this knowledge, you will also know the way. You know, sometimes we say that our Guru Maharaj, they are Antaryami. They know everything. Some exalted people, they know everything. They know the future. They know, even without seeing something, they know why. So this is the divine intervention that they get. So similarly, because Arjun was non-envious, so that is the only criteria. So Krishna said, I'll tell you, Gyan Vijnana Sahitam Yad Gyatva Moksha Se Ashubhat. You will become free from all the inauspicious. Sabhi ashubhon se aapki mukti ho jayegi. I'm going to tell you this. But Indra was envious. So that is the important point. We need to think, we need to introspect. Nobody can tell us, right? We tell other people that you have this bad quality, you have this bad quality. But we need to look inside. That is the whole point. Because our own purification will lead to our next destination, right? By blaspheming others, it doesn't help my journey, right? Right? Rather, I'm falling further down, right? So yeah, that's the point. Very nice, Nitish Prabhu. So then Indra took the horse twice. And then Pṛthu Mahārāja decided to kill Indra. And then all the Brahmanas said, you don't have to do anything because you have taken a vow to perform yagna. So that's another important point. Yagna means sacrifice. When you are performing an important task, you should not get angry. If you get angry, what happens? When you are driving, you get angry, what happens? You will end up with an accident. So same principle. When you are praying, when you are performing this puja and all, if you get upset, then आपका ध्यान भटक जाएगा, and then you won't be able to perform what you wanted to perform and achieve something else. So Brahmanas told Pṛthu Mahārāja, no, you should not kill him. We will perform, we will chant the mantras, and we will bring Indra into the fire sacrifice, and we will kill him. And as the Brahmanas started chanting those mantras, Brahmaji comes on the spot, and Brahmaji says, no, you should not do this. And before this, Rishi Atri is telling Vijitashu, who is son of Pṛthu Mahārāja, he was telling him that kill him. Right? Jahi yagna hanam tat Mahendra vibudha adhamam. O putra Mahendra, jo Indra hai, right? Kill him. Because he has disturbed the yagna, go and kill him. And now Brahmaji comes, Brahmaji, who is the grandfather of Atri Rishi. No, he is the father of Atri Rishi. So he says to him, he says to the Brahmanas, no, don't do this. And then he gives a very important instruction to Pṛthu Mahārāja. That was the verse, last time's verse. Anybody remember what was the verse? Yeah. Masmin Mahārāja krita sma chintam. Nisham me asmad vach adritatma. Vach adritatma. Yat daiva hatam. Right? So first two lines, let's understand the meaning. So what Brahmaji is saying to Pṛthu Mahārāja, that my dear son, please don't worry, because you plan to perform this yagna, right? And you are not able to complete the 100 yagnas. Please don't worry. Please don't be concerned about it. Chinta mat karo. Yeah? Because Daivahatam, right? Because this situation, accept it as a providence. Sometimes we get upset. We try to do something, some obstructions come. So that's what Brahmaji is saying. No, don't be concerned about it. And if you think too much about it, yat dhyayato devhatam kartum, right? Because this is created by the providence, and if you think too much about it, manotirustam vishtam tamondham, you're going to fall into the darkness more and more. The more you think about it, please don't think about it. Please stop this process. Instead, he says, because of this, because Indra twice stole the horse. And what did he do? He came in the disguise of a sannyasi. He came in the disguise of a yogi. Like Ravan came to steal Mother Sita. So he said, this will become trend and everybody will start following this. So please stop this. Instead of killing him, then he concludes by saying, my dear son, or Prabhu, he calls him actually Prabhu, right? Ye jo prachand path hai, jahi prachand pakhand path Prabhu. Oh my dear Lord, please stop this pakhand path. Somehow stop this, because Indra will continue to do anything to stop your yagna, and then that will become the practice. In future, everybody will follow. जैसे आपने उसको कुछ trick बता दिया, it will become the trick. Everybody will do that. Yeah. So that was the last chapter. And then Pṛthu Mahārāja stopped the yagna. He accepted and he gave away gift to all the Brahmanas. They all went back to his home. right? In this chapter, now we will understand why it was asked, right? Why Brahmaji asked it to stop. But today we will take this verse. Please repeat. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Tvanmayayadha Jan Ish Khandito. Tvanmayayadha Jan Ish Khandito. Yad anyad asha staritatmano buddha. Yad anyad asha staritatmano buddha. Yatha charedva lahitam pita swayam. Yatha charedva lahitam pita swayam. Tatha tvamev arhasi na samihitum. Tatha tvamev arhasi na samihitum. So this verse is spoken by Pṛthu Mahārāja. So now in this chapter, after Pṛthu Mahārāja agreed to stop the yagna, the Supreme Lord himself came into the yagna ceremony of Pṛthu Mahārāja. भगवान खुद आते हैं वहां पर और भगवान पृथु महाराज को कहते हैं कि मैं तुमसे बहुत प्रसन्न हूं. आई एम वेरी प्लीज विद यू. प्लीज आस्क फॉर अ बोन. आप वर मांगिए.
But Pṛthu Maharaj already is the incarnation of.
That's right. But he is acting, he is performing the pastime as a king. He is an Ansha avatar. He is Ansha avatar. Right. But he is acting as a king at that time.
तो राम जी ने भी वो रामेश्वर में
Yes.
शिवलिंग बना के
शिवलिंग बनाया. Yes. When the Lord comes as a, जिस अवतार में आते हैं वैसे ही लीला करते हैं. To teach us. आपने आचरित जीवेरा धर्म सिखाए. To teach us dharma, he comes and perform those activities himself. Yeah. So Supreme Lord came to the yagna ceremony और भगवान ने फिर पृथु महाराज से कहा कि आप वर मांगिए. तो उन्होंने जो वर मांगा, ये उन्होंने वर मांगा है. This is the word he has asked for, right? So now we'll understand the meaning of the word, and this could be the prayer for all of us also. हमारी भी ये prayer हो सकती है भगवान से वर मांगने के लिए. So please repeat word translation by Srila Prabhupada ki. Please repeat. Tvat, your, Mayaya, by illusory energy. Adha, certainly. Jana, the people in general. Ish, oh my Lord. Khandita, separated. Yat, because. Anyat, other. Ashaste, they desire. Rita, real. Atmana, from the self. Abudha, without proper understanding. Buddha as in intelligence, abudha as in uska negative sense. Yatha, as. Charet, would engage in. Bal hitam, the welfare of one's child, Pita, the father, Swayam, personally, Tatha, similarly, Tvam, your lordship, Ev, certainly, Arhasi nah, Samihitum, please act on my behalf. Okay, translation by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki, please repeat. My Lord, due to your illusory energy, all living beings in this material world have forgotten their real constitutional position. And out of ignorance, they are always desirous of material happiness in the form of society, friendship, and love. Therefore, please do not ask me to take some material benefits from you. But as a father, not waiting for the son's demand, does everything for the benefit of the son, please bestow upon me whatever you think best for me. See? How many of you read this verse when it was sent in our Parthasarthi Ashram WhatsApp group? You should read. Every day morning, we get one verse sent by Shruti Mataji. She's doing this service since 2018. And she started, and now her daughter is doing this. So like this, they will read Bhagavatam in some time. Yeah. So the reason I'm saying is, I read this verse about a year ago. And at that time, I really liked this verse, so I marked this. And today, when I'm reading this chapter, so I realize, yes, we need to discuss on this verse. So please read these verses. It's one verse every day. And try to pick something that could be your personal prayer also. Yeah. So we understand in this verse, what is Pṛthu Mahārāja saying? So Pṛthu Mahārāja is saying to the Lord that, my dear Lord, don't ask me to ask you for a boon, or I don't want to ask for a boon, because in this material world, people, abudha, because of their misdirected intelligence, they seek happiness in family relations, in society, in community, and there is nothing wrong in family, in society, in community. But as long as Krishna is there, then that friendship is good. Right? But if Krishna is not there, then it is worthless. Right? I think I told you once, Mirabai, when Mirabai's family members were refusing her to not to worship Krishna, she wrote a letter to Tulsidas. And she asked Tulsidas, what shall I do? मेरे घर वाले मुझे भगवान की पूजा नहीं करने देते हैं, मुझे क्या करना चाहिए? तुलसीदास जी ने कहा, जाके प्रियन राम पे देही, तजिए ताहि कोटि बैरी सम, यद्यपि परम सने. Those who are not worshipper of Lord Ram and Mother Sita, even if they are your greatest param sanehi, even if you are their greatest well-wisher, if you have greatest love and friendship with them, tajiye tahi koti verisam. They are like your crores enemies combined together in one personality. Just quit them. Don't have nothing, don't have anything to do with them. See? So similarly, there is nothing wrong in having the association, but if they are not devotee, then they are taking you towards the hellish condition of life. Right? Give them association, don't take their association. You understand? So like this, Pṛthu Mahārāja is saying that, my dear God, you decide. As a father makes decision for the child, you decide for me whatever is good for me, and you give that. You do it for me. You take that action. Yeah? We understand the meaning now? Now, lovingly, one Prabhuji and one Mataji recite the verse. Who wants to try?
त्वन्माययात्था जन ईश खण्डितो
त्वन्माययाद्धा जन ईश खण्डितो
यद्यन्यदाशास्त्रतात्मनो बुधः
यद् अन्यदाशास्तरितात्मनो बुधा
यथाचरेत् बालहितं पिता स्वयं
यथा चरेद्बा लहितं पिता स्वयं
तथा त्वमेवारसीनः समीहितुम्
तथा त्वमेव अर्हसि न समीहितुम्. Yes, Mataji, anyone?
जनैष खण्डितो
त्वन्माययाद्धा जनैष खण्डितो
यज्ञा यदाशात् मनोबुधा
यद् अन्यदाशास्तरितात्मनो बुधा
बालितं पिता स्वयं
यथा चरेद्वा लहितं पिता स्वयं तथा त्वमेव अर्हसि न समीहितुम्. Very nice, thank you. See, with so much right, a son can tell father, my dear father, you should do. Only you should do it. Arhasi also means you ought to do it. You know how a son tells father, nahi, aapko karna hi padega. Dad, you have to do this for me. If you build that type of relationship with Krishna, with a mood of surrender, yes, Krishna will do for you. Isn't it? Okay. Purport. Let's hear the purport. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki.
Yeah.
It is the duty of the son to depend upon his father without asking anything from him. The good son has faith that the father knows best how to benefit him. Similarly, a pure devotee does not ask anything from the Lord for material benefit, nor does he ask anything for spiritual benefit. The pure devotee is fully surrendered unto the lotus feet of the Lord, and the Lord takes charge of him, as stated in Bhagavad Gita, Aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshishyami ma shucha. Guarantee, Bhagavan is saying, I take away all your sins. Just surrender to me. I take away everything. Good, bad, both. The Father knows the necessities of the Son and supplies them. And the Supreme Lord knows the necessities of the living entities and supplies them sumptuously. Therefore, the Upanishad states that everything in this material world is complete. Purnam idam. The difficulty is that due to forgetfulness, the living entities create unnecessary demands and entangle themselves in material activities. The result is that there is no end to material activities, life after life. Before us, there are varieties of living entities, and everyone is entangled in transmigrations and activities. Our duty is simply to surrender unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead and let Him take charge, for He knows what is good for us. Pṛthu Mahārāja therefore tells the Lord that as the Supreme Father, He may elect to bestow whatever He considers beneficial for Pṛthu Mahārāja. That is a perfect position of the living entity. Therefore, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu teaches us in his Shiksha Ashtakam, Na dhanam na janam na sundarim kavitam va jagadisha kamaye mam janmani janmanishware bhavatad bhaktir ahetuki tvai. O Almighty Lord, I have no desire to accumulate wealth, nor have I any desire to enjoy beautiful women, nor do I want any number of followers. I only want your causeless devotional service in my life, birth after birth. The conclusion is that the pure devotee should not aspire after any material benefit from devotional service, nor should he be enamored by fruitive activities or philosophical speculation. He should always be engaged favorably in the service of the Lord. That is the highest perfection of life. Srila Bhaktivedanta purports ki, let's do Mangalacharan. Om Ajnanatimmirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Nama Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padkamlam Shri Gurum Vaishnavam Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitantam Sajivam Savadetam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakha Hitamsha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesh Gopika Kanta Shri Radha Kanta Namastute Jan Gaurangi Shri Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarobhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Bhuter Mahadbhir Yaima Puro Vibho Nirmayashete Yadmusha Purusha Bhungte Gunansho Dashisho Dashatmakam Solanka Srishta Bhagavan Vachamsi Me Shri Krishna Sharanam Sharnagatam Katha Amritam Satat Pibatam Bhakti Vedanta Marga Pantanam Valoka Rishi Deva Janma Prasannam Sarvaloka Rishi Deva Janma Prasannam. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji and Mataji. May the Supreme Lord decorate my tongue. May the right words come at the right time. And may we are all truly able to glorify the Supreme Personality of Godhead, glorify Srila Prabhupada, Srila Guru Maharaj, and serve all the living entities. Hare Krishna. So, let me. So the chapter is titled Lord Vishnu's Appearance in the Sacrificial Arena of Mahārāja Pṛthu. Yeah. So, like I said last time, that we will know in this chapter why Brahmaji asked him to stop the yagna. So Pṛthu Maharaj agreed to stop the yagna. Now, after he stopped the yagna, all the rishis, all the demigods, he offered them the gifts, he offered his obeisances, they all went away. But then the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Bhagavan Viṣṇu, he appeared at the sacrificial arena of Pṛthu Maharaj. So now Maitreji is speaking to Vidurji, and Maitreji is telling Vidurji that that Supreme Personality of Godhead, Bhagavan, who is Vibhu, right? He was pleased Yagnair tushto yagnapati. By the 99 yagnas performed by Pṛthu Mahārāja, Yagnapati, the Supreme Lord, who is the master of all the sacrifices, he was tusht, he was satisfied, and he was happy. And then he appeared there in that assembly of, or the sacrificial arena of Pṛthu Mahārāja. And not just himself, he also brought with him Indra. He also brought Indra with him. And when the Supreme Personality of Godhead came, then he started speaking to Pṛthu Mahārāja. Now the point to understand is, why do we perform the yagna? For the pleasure of the Supreme Lord. And so his purpose was achieved even after performing 99 sacrifices. Bhagwan ko khush karna tha, and the Bhagwan was happy, and Supreme Lord appeared in that place. So his purpose was achieved by performing 99 sacrifices. Right. Then the other purpose was, if they had killed Indra, then that will disturb the whole setup. So that purpose was also achieved. Otherwise, Indra was going to create more and more. He would have done anything. Because Brahmaji knew. Sometimes, and like we were saying, why is Brahmaji telling Pṛthu Mahārāja to stop doing yagna? Why he's not scolding Indra? Why can't he tell Indra to stop his activities? Right? And I think Tatvit Prabhu, you answered last time. You only speak to somebody who can listen, who will respond to your request. Right? So Brahmaji considered that Pṛthu Mahārāja was in the right frame of mind as compared to Indra. Indra knew very well that he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. When Pṛthu Mahārāja ran behind Mother Earth, and when Mother Earth took the form of a cow, then Indra also had come, and Indra had also milked the cow, but Indra forgot about it. So Brahmaji thought it is better to speak with Pṛthu Mahārāja. So he spoke with Pṛthu Mahārāja. Pṛthu Mahārāja agreed to stop the yagna. And Indra, instead of disciplining Indra, sometimes you see, if you try to discipline somebody by punishing him, it might not work. We all experience that. With some people, you use punishment as a activity to discipline them. With some people, you speak like you politely. So different techniques as you use in different circumstances, right, to discipline people. And the most important thing behind disciplining is not to punish someone. Punishment is the last thing. Like government puts, fines on people. But basically what the intention is to you, from inside you get better. Isn't it? आप अपने बच्चों को डांटते हैं, आप क्या बोलते हैं उनको? डांटना थोड़ी चाहते हो, but you want them, वो खुद समझ जाए. They use their intelligence themselves. So that is the objective behind any punishment, any teaching, any lessons. इंद्र को मारने से क्या होगा? Right? So Pṛthu Mahārāja listened to that. And now Bhagavan came, and not just himself, he came with Indra. And Bhagavan is now telling Pṛthu Mahārāja. So he says, please forgive Indra. Shama payat atmanam. Right? He says he is asking to be forgiveness, to be forgiven. Indra has come with me. Please forgive him. And he also says, forgiving him will be good for you. Lord will speak, some philosophical points with Pṛthu Mahārāja now. Even though Pṛthu Mahārāja already knows about it. But the Supreme Lord is speaking for us, people like us, for our understanding. He is an incarnation. Right? तो भगवान उसको कहते हैं कि आप इंद्र को माफ कर दो. Right? I am very happy with your yagna. You have performed 99 sacrifices. That's good. You wanted to please me. I am pleased. Number doesn't matter whether it is 100 or 110 or 80. I am pleased. I am happy. You wanted to please me. I have come. Please forgive Indra. And then the Supreme Lord tells him that people who are sudhyo sadhava loke nardevan narottama. Sudhya, people whose intelligence is in the right direction. People who are sadhu, who show mercy to others. He says to him, "Oh my dear king, you are the Narottam. You are the best among the living entities or in the human beings. And you are a Naradev, you are a king." So for a sadhu, right, he says, you should not be upset with him. Right? You should not be upset with him because na atma kalevara. Because this body is not the soul, or the soul is not the body. Right? So there is no need to be upset with him. And then he says, if people like you are bewildered by my maya, by my illusory energy, then all that you have achieved is of no good. Or the austerities that you have performed, that is like shram evi kevalam. That is a mere labor. So he's not telling Pṛthu Maharaj, but he's telling all of us. So don't be upset with him, because body is not the soul. And you have performed so many sacrifices. You have followed the instructions of the acharyas. Vriddha sevaya. Vriddha sevaya is in the disciplic succession. You have followed the instructions of all the acharyas. Right? You have studied their instructions. So please don't be upset with him. Right? And if you get carried away by Maya, then it's not good for you. And then moreover, he says, for a detached person like you, for a person who is already detached, who is not attached to his own body, if you are not attached to your own body, then how can you be attached to other bodily relations and be affected by that? Please try to understand. Please try to listen carefully. These instructions, they are directly spoken by the Supreme Lord. You understand? These are two scenarios presented here. Sometimes we say, okay, I'm not attached to my body. I don't care. There comes a stage when we don't care what we are wearing, what we are eating. We say, oh no, that's fine. बुढ़ापा आ गया है, मरने वाले हैं, time जाने वाला है, what is the point? This is all useless. All these kind of thoughts come our mind. बहुत enjoy कर लिया, बहुत कुछ कर लिया अभी. So that is one aspect. But there is still some attachment to the bodily connections. You are not attached to your body, but you are attached to other people who are related to you. Understand? Like your children, like your family members, you are detached yourself. So Supreme Lord is saying that you're not attached to yourself, but at the same time, you should also not be attached with other body-related activities. You understand the difference? Your own body and body-related activities and other connections. Yeah.
इसमें एक क्वेश्चन
Yes, bro.
जैसे भगवत भगवान ने भी स्वयं प्रयास किया बहुत ही युद्ध का, और लेकिन भगवान ने फिर अर्जुन कहा नहीं धनुष उठाओ, और इस केस में जैसे इंद्र निश्चित कर रहा है, एक बार किया, दो बार किया, तो हो रहा, तो उसको बोलते कि जाने दो। तो जैसे इसमें जैसे बता रहे हैं कि पृथु महाराज, क्योंकि तुम्हारे जैसे जो बॉडी से अटैच ही नहीं, क्योंकि वो लीला में बॉडी से अटैच ही नहीं, लाइक ऑलरेडी थिंक्स के वो शरीर नहीं है। तो ये इंस्ट्रक्शंस उनके लिए है कि जो आगे बढ़ गए हैं, कि वो ऐसी चीजों में अपने आप को डिस्ट्रैक्ट ना करें, और हम लोगों के लिए अर्जुन वाली इंस्ट्रक्शंस हैं, या इन दोनों में कोई डिस्टिंक्शन है कि ये दोनों हमारे लिए हैं, कि इस केस में वो करना है और इस केस में ये करना है?
For us, there is only one instruction. Sarva dharman parityajya mam ekam shranam. Just surrender to the Supreme Lord. Right? For us, there is only one instruction. But yes, whenever the circumstances come, Prabhuji, so the point that Bhagwan is telling Arjun is, or Pṛthu Maharaj here is, that body's detachment from the body, and you will know more. I think, you might get more enlightenment when we go to the future verses. So because Krishna he's भगवान लिंक कर रहे हैं सारा डिटैचमेंट को, राइट? बट या मे बी विल टुवर्ड्स द एंड विल हम इस पे फिर से विजिट करते हैं. तो भगवान ने कहा पृथु महाराज से दैट for someone like you who is detached from the body, you should also not be concerned about the things which are connected with the body, right? Bodily relationship. So by doing this, what Lord is telling Pṛthu Maharaj is, in the first instance, you are detaching yourself from the activities, and then by doing that, you are understanding that the soul and body, they are different. They are not related, right? So he understands that. Then in the next verse, now Bhagavan also tells Pṛthu Maharaj, understand the position of the super soul. Mind you, there are three main tattva: Jeev, Maya, and Brahma. Three main. Okay. Now Jeev hai, Jeev can go to, for him there are only two ways. Either he can go to Maya or he can go to Brahma. Very simple. Right? Can be simple, but when we have to understand and apply in our life, then we that. So this is how Bhagavan is trying to help us understand. So you understand the position of the soul, and in the next verse he is telling the position of the super soul. Right? So he says the super soul is ek, shuddh, right? Only one. Super soul is only one, which is, and it is pure all the time, and it is swam jyotir. It is self-illuminating. Right? But we are dependent on Krishna. So try to understand what Supreme Lord is saying, the position of soul and the super soul. It's a little bit too philosophical, but let's try to understand and absorb as much as we can. Right? So here he's talking about the super soul. He's only one, right? Ekla Ishvara Krishna Arasava Bhritya. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Chaitanya Charitamrita says, only Krishna is only Ishwar. Arasava Bhritya. All others are servants. Yeah. Yare yaite nachaye se tar kar nritya. Taiche kar nritya. वो उसको जैसा नचाना चाहते हैं वो वैसे नृत्य करता है. That might answer your question. We just have to dance. We just have to dance how he wants us to dance. He is the only controller, right? So he is ek, he is pure, he is self-illuminated, he is a nirgun. Nirgun means he is not affected by the material modes like we are affected by material modes, right? Subah we are in a good mood. As the day progresses, you start getting phone calls from work, from relatives, from whoever, and your mood starts changing, right? So during the day, we are in mode of passion. And by the time evening comes, we get into the mode of ignorance. So we swing. But the Supreme Lord is above the material modes. Gunashray. He is the shelter of all the gunas. All the good qualities come from the Supreme Lord. Yeah. He is Sarvgo. He can go anywhere at any point of time. He is Anavrat. He is uncovered, but we are covered. Yeah. He is Sakshi. He is witness to all the actions. Right? But we are not witness. He is witnessing all our activities. He is Niratma. Right? As in, he is above. He is not like one Atma. Right? And then Atma, Atmana, Para. As in, he is transcendental. Right? He is beyond. That's why another one of the name for the Supreme Lord is Adhokshaj. He is beyond these material senses. We cannot see him. Right? So what Supreme Lord has told Pṛthu Maharaj so far now is that, number one, the soul is not this body. Number one. Number two, you perform your activities as a detached person. Right? If you are detached from the body, you should also be detached from bodily relations. And the third, he has now explained to him, is the position of the soul and the super soul. This is super soul, and soul doesn't have, like, we are minute particles, right? Nityo Nityanam Chaitanas Chaitananam, right? We are all dependent on him. We are eternal because of him, right? He is the Chaitan, he is the Chaitana for all of us, right? Soul is dependent on the super soul. So that's the position. Then going further, and then Supreme Lord says that if you serve me by occupational duties, then the next stage is how the soul develop connection with the super soul. तो भगवान उसमें कह रहे हैं, by situated in your varna ashram dharma, your varna and ashram, we understand? One is our material position, one is our spiritual position. Material position is brahmacharya, grahasth, vanprasth and sannyas. Right? And what is our other position? Shudra, Brahman, Kshatriya and Vaishya. Right? So these two are depending on what varna you are and what ashram you are. So ashram is brahmacharya, grahasth, vanprasth and sannyas. And varna is depending on your actions, the karma that you are doing. Are you doing activities of a Brahman or a Shudra or a Vaishya? Right? So like this. So depending on that, the whole purpose of this is Krishna is saying is to serve me. Right? अपने अपने वर्णाश्रम में स्थित होकर के we ultimate aim is to please the Supreme Lord. So Supreme Lord is saying to Pṛthu Maharaj that by perfectly situated in your varnashram dharma, you are pleasing me. Bhajate Shraddha Yanvita. Shraddha is full faith. You serve me by full faith. Right? And when you're doing that, when you're offering all the results of your work to me, then that person is situated in a complete peace. You understand the step by step how Supreme Lord is guiding Pṛthu Maharaj, how a soul should, right? And then the Supreme Lord says, understanding the soul's real positions makes one eligible for liberation. So when you are situated in that position, then the Krishna is saying, then the soul becomes witness, sakshi. Yeah. You understand sakshi? How it means is, you observe your own activities. Sometimes when you're sitting quietly, you think, why am I doing this? You try to come out of your own world. It's like, Suranath Prabhu is thinking, for a moment, he takes Suranath out of his body and starts thinking, what am I doing? So then you are witnessing your own activities. And the Supreme Lord says, if Jivatma starts performing like that, or acting like that, then they become eligible for liberation. Then they are slowly detaching themselves from the body. Right? Now the question might come that when I'm indifferent to my activities, when I'm indifferent to my position, indifferent, you understand, you are not concerned about it, then how will I be able to get out of the entanglement of the various modes? How will I able to perform, like connect with the Supreme Lord? How will I progress? Because the soul is still in the body, right? How do you do that, right? So then the Supreme Lord says, as you are in that position, this is the important one, right? Even though you are in this body, even though you are having to deal with material situations, even though you are having so many frustrating situations, but if we stay focused on trying to please the Supreme Lord with a mood to surrender, if you try to connect with him, soul trying to connect with the super soul, Bhagavan is saying, then slowly you get above all these material modes. You don't get affected. And this is something that you only realize, you will only experience through your actions. This cannot be shown to you like an example. You get it? So this is as you progress yourself. Some people are happy within themselves automatically. Atmaram. They're always happy in any situation. We all experience that. Somebody you see, look at them, so much stress, but how come he's so cool? Isn't it? So that's how they have developed their own personalities. So then after instructing this, now Bhagavan tells Pṛthu Maharaj, because you are a king, you have certain activities to do. You should perform the king related activities. You have performed these yagnas to please me, I'm pleased. So now Lord tells him 4 instructions. You should perform these 4. So he says the first instruction is Saman, Uttam, Madhyam, Adhama. You should be equal to people who are above you, people who are same level, people who are below you, as a king, right? Sama sukhe, sukhe cha, dukhe cha. You should be equipoised in distress or happiness. Right? Jitendriya, you should win your senses, control your senses. And finally is Lokarakshanam. As a king, your duty is to protect your citizens. You should focus on these activities. Protect the citizens and derive resultant benefits. And then he says, when you do this, your citizens will be happy. You create opportunities for them to perform devotional service, protect them. And when you do that, King Bhagwan also tells him that if the citizens are not protected, if they are not given an opportunity to perform devotional service, if they perform devotional service, you will get 1/6 of their piety. Sukritart Shashtam Ansham. Of their good actions, you will get 1/6 of their piety in your next life. And if you don't protect them, if you don't give them opportunity to perform devotional service, what will happen is, then you will take all their sins and they will take all your piety. This is for a king. And it also stands true for the king of the house. Right? So-called Malik of the house. Queens of the house. Right? As a father, as a mother, it's our responsibility. Right? Otherwise, we have to take their sins if we don't endeavor at least or make that effort to provide them, like you're all doing. You bring your children to these programs and helping them. Yeah? So Bhagwan told him like this. And then he says, within no time, very soon, you will get darshan of Sanat Kumars. Right? And then he also tells him that, my dear king, I am not pleased. I'm not easily available by performing yagna ceremonies, by performing tapasya, or not by performing yoga, ashtanga yoga. I'm not sulabh. I can't be easily attained by doing this. As easily I can be attained by samchit vritti. Right? मैं बहुत खुश हो जाता हूं. Right? When you are equipoised, when you are performing your devotional services. Like Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita. Yeah. Ananya cheta. Remember that?
Just
Ananya cheta satatam.
Ananya cheta satatam.
Yo mam smarati nityashah.
Smarati nityasam.
Tesham aham sulabha partha.
Shamaham sulabha partha.
Nityayuktasya yoginah.
Nityayuktasya yoginah.
तो भगवान कह रहे हैं अनन्य चेता सततम. Satatam means by hook or crook, as you say. By hook or crook, by any means. They are ananya, no other, their chetana, their consciousness is not going anywhere else. Right? Yo mam smarati nityasha. जो मुझे हमेशा याद करता है. Every time who is trying to remember me. तेषाम अहम सुलभ पार्थ. देखो सुलभ भगवान ने बता दिया. मेरे ख्याल से एक ही जगह भगवत गीता में भगवान ने सुलभ वर्ड यूज किया. I can be easily available to them. पार्थ. नित्य युक्तस्य योगिना. जो नित्य युक्त हैं, युक्त का एक और 5th चैप्टर में भगवान बताते हैं युक्त की डेफिनेशन क्या है. युक्तः कर्म फलम त्यक्त्वा शांतिम आपनोति नैष्ठ की. अयुक्त काम कारेण फले सक्तो निबध्यते. Yukt means you are engaged in service of the Lord but without any expectation. And you attain great peace. Whereas who are ayukt, you are doing some service with an expectation. And they are phalo sakte nibhadyate. they are always entangled in the results of the fruits of their activities. Only one place Krishna is saying, I'm Sulabh, I can be easily available to them. So here same thing, Bhagwan is telling Pṛthu Maharaj, मुझे इतना आसानी से नहीं लोग पा सकते हैं, ना यज्ञ से मुझको पाया जा सकता है. He was performing those yagna sacrifices, big sacrifices people perform sometime. But what they perform sacrifices for, you perform this sacrifice, either you get a son, or you get some Lakshmi, or you win something, you become rich, and then you want to enjoy more. Isn't it? That further entangles you. So all these sacrifices, I can't be attained by that. I can't be attained by Ashtanga Yoga. And then Krishna, Bhagwan tells Pṛthu Maharaj that very soon, if you behave like this, you will get darshan of Sanat Kumars. In the next chapter, we will hear about what is the conversation between Sanat Kumar and Pṛthu Maharaj. Right? But getting darshan of a great sadhu itself is a great blessing. Isn't it? Yeah. Then the Supreme Lord, when he spoke to Pṛthu Maharaj like this, Pṛthu Maharaj, then Bhagwan ne kaha Pṛthu Maharaj se, Pṛthu, var mango. Pṛthu, I am very pleased with your behavior, right? With your qualities and with your behavior, because you listened to Brahmaji when you had every right to fight, every right for Indra to be punished, and now you have, accepted my request to forgive Indra. Please ask for a boon. As Bhagwan told that please ask for a boon, and then Pṛthu Maharaj, as he starts speaking, Pṛthu Maharaj is looking at the Supreme Lord. He says he's looking at Supreme Lord, he's bowing down to the Supreme Lord, he's touching his feet, and in his heart, he's trying to, उनको अपने दिल में बंद करने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं. ऐसे भगवान की तरफ देख रहे हैं, जैसे भगवान को पी जाएंगे आंखों से. Right? You understand? Drink from the eyes, like this he was looking at. And then by now Indra was feeling ashamed, and Indra tried to bow down to Pṛthu Maharaj. वही इंद्र ने भगवान पृथु महाराज के पैर पकड़ने की कोशिश की. As Indra was trying to touch his feet, Pṛthu Maharaj lifted him, and Pṛthu Maharaj embraced him. And Pṛthu Maharaj told him no. And then now as Pṛthu Maharaj embraced him, says Bhagwan जाने की तैयारी कर रहे थे. You see Bhagwan is standing there, and he's got his one hand on Garud, right? And Indra is bowing down to Pṛthu Maharaj. You see in the picture? But Pṛthu Maharaj lifted him and embraced him. I mean, you think of the position. Indra is the king of the demigods. And Pṛthu Maharaj is called Nardev. आप देवताओं की पूजा करते हो. But if a demigod comes and bow down to you, and not just the demigod, the king of the demigod is now coming and bowing down to a human being. See? Then, and then Lord is looking at Pṛthu Maharaj. Now Pṛthu Maharaj start offering glorification to the Supreme Lord, and Pṛthu Maharaj is offering the prayers. Now he says, my dear Lord, मुझे आपसे कोई benediction नहीं चाहिए. Now he starts responding to Lord's, when भगवान ने उसको कहा कि आप वर मांगिए, तो पृथु महाराज भगवान से कहते हैं कि हे भगवान, मुझे आपसे कोई वर नहीं चाहिए. I don't need any boon from you. क्योंकि जो ये सामाजिक सुख हैं, these material opulence, these benefits, they are even available in the hellish planets. नरक की योनियों में भी ये सुख मिल जाएंगे. मुझे आपसे ये सुख नहीं चाहिए. You are Kaivalyapati, right? You can even give the liberation. Kaivalya means liberation, जो मुक्ति कहते हैं, मोक्ष कहते हैं, when soul goes and merge into the Supreme Lord. Sayujya mukti जिसको कहते हैं. Gyanis, that's what the Gyanis try to do. They want to get into the Brahma Jyoti. They want to merge into that. He says, you can even do that. But Bhagwan, मुझे आपसे वो नहीं चाहिए. I don't want that. Then फिर क्या चाहिए भगवान पूछते हैं. तो पृथु महाराज कहते हैं कि हे भगवान, you give me millions of years. Why millions of years? So that I can hear your glories. Some people want million of years to hear the gossips also. Right? When Tulsidas is writing in the Balkand, he is glorifying. He is even paying his obeisances to all the bad people. सबको प्रणाम कर रहे हैं वो. तो वो कह रहे हैं पुनि प्रणवं पृथुराज समान. पृथु राजा के समान मैं उनको भी प्रणाम करता हूं. पर अग सुनहि सहस काना. Who wants to hear the aprad, ag as in the faults in others by thousands of years, I bow down to them also. And he's saying, like Pṛthu Mahārāja asked thousands of years to hear the glorification of Supreme Lord, but there are other people who want thousands of years to hear the gossip, to hear bad things about others. तो भगवान ने कहा तुमको कान किस लिए चाहिए? Why do you want so many years? So Pṛthu Mahārāja says, I want so many years, my dear Lord, so that I can hear your katha. Charan ambuj asava, the nectar of your lotus feet. He says, when your devotees are glorifying, when your devotees are speaking about your glorification, it is as if the nectar is coming from their mouth. And the smell of that nectar is coming from their mouth. I want to hear about this. So, my dear Lord, I don't want liberation. Please give me millions of years so that I can hear your glorifications. And who else? He says, only an animal, कोई एक पशु ही होगा जो आपकी कथा नहीं सुनना चाहेगा. कौन एक पशु ही होगा? Right? It will be an animal. ते मर्त्यलोके भुवि भार भूता मनुष्य रूपेण मृगास चरन्ति. They are a burden on the earth in the form of human beings. The animals are walking. I don't want to do that. And then he says, my dear Lord, I desire to hear your pastimes because even Mother Lakshmi also wants to hear. Mata Lakshmi bhi aapki glorification sunna chahti hai. She is always keen to hear your glories. Even though she is serving your lotus feet. Mata Lakshmi ki position kya hai? On the chest. But she is always massaging your feet and she is hearing your glorification. So his first demand क्या है? उन्होंने क्या मांगा भगवान से? मुझको thousands of millions of years दे दीजिए. Number 1 उन्होंने ये मांगा. Years किस लिए दे दीजिए? ताकि मैं आपकी कथा में सुन सकूं. Imagine करो 1000 कानों से भगवान की कथा आपके कानों में आ रही. Mood, such is a great mood of devotee, right? And the next he is saying, I want to serve your lotus feet like Mother Lakshmi. अब यहां पे थोड़ा सा व्यंग करते हैं. वो बोलते हैं मदर लक्ष्मी जी आपके पैरों को छू रही हैं. शी इज ऑलवेज मसाजिंग योर लोटस फीट. लेकिन एक प्रॉब्लम हो सकती है. बिकॉज लक्ष्मी जी आपके पैर दबा रही हैं और मैं भी आपके पैर दबाना चाहता हूं, तो थोड़ा कन्फ्लिक्ट हो जाएगा यहां पे. मदर लक्ष्मी को लगेगा कि ये पैर दबाने की तो मेरी सेवा है. अब ये पृथु जी कहां से आ गए? ये मेरे पैर क्यों, ये भगवान के पैर क्यों दबा रहे हैं? मेरी सर्विस छीन रहे हैं. But then he says, even though Lakshmi ji is Jagat Jananya, वो तो विश्व की माता है, जगत की माता है, but आप दीन वत्सल हैं. अगर लक्ष्मी जी का और हमारा झगड़ा होगा तो मुझे पूरा कॉन्फिडेंस है भगवान आप हमारा ही साथ दोगे. ये उनकी डिमांड है. I tell you very nice. जब रावण को भगवान ने मार दिया, आज दशहरा, चलो थोड़ा सा भगवान राम की कथा सुनते हैं. जब भगवान ने रावण को मार दिया तो मारा क्या था? रावण को मरना ही था, अपने कर्मों से मर गया भगवान. तो देन भगवान फिर वापस आते हैं. तो उसके बाद जितने सेनापति थे, अदर मंकीज, एवरीवन, अंगद वेंट बैक, सुग्रीव वेंट बैक टू हिज प्लेस. सब अपने अपने राज्यों में चले गए. हनुमान जी नहीं गए. हनुमान जी स्टेड विद लॉर्ड राम और माता सीता, लक्ष्मण सब लोग आ गए अपने अपने महलों में और डेली रूटीन चलने लगा. भगवान राम राजा हो गए. अब कहते हैं कि हनुमान जी वॉज सो अलर्ट इन सर्विंग लॉर्ड राम. इवन बिफोर भगवान राम कुछ बोले, हनुमान जी को पता था भगवान के लिए अब ये करना है. हनुमान न्यू कि भगवान को प्यास लगेगी तो हनुमान को पहले पता लग जाता था. एंड हनुमान विल ब्रिंग ग्लास ऑफ वाटर. भगवान उठेंगे, हनुमान को पता लग जाता था और हनुमान उनके चप्पल ले आते थे, राइट? सो ही हैड दैट डायरेक्ट कनेक्शन। अब इस तरीके से सर्विसेज चल रही थी। अब हनुमान जी सारी सर्विसेज करने लगे और माता सीता और लक्ष्मण चारों भाई वो देख रहे हैं ये हो क्या रहा है, हमें तो कुछ सेवा ही नहीं मिल रही है। ये हनुमान ही सब कुछ किए जा रहा है। अब एक कमेटी बन गई, मीटिंग होने लगी, हनुमान को कैसे साइडलाइन किया जाए। हनुमान की सेवाएं कैसे कम की जाए, हमें तो कुछ मिल ही नहीं रहा है। तो इन्होंने बहुत कोशिश की है, तीनों भाई, माता सीता और बाकी तीनों पत्नियां, कि कैसे हनुमान को पीछे की जाए। अब ये कुछ भी कोशिश करें, भगवान राम को बताते थे कि देखो हनुमान हमें कुछ करने नहीं देता है, ये है वो है। भगवान ने कहा, भगवान तो मुस्कुरा देते थे बस। मैं क्या करूं, अब भाई हनुमान को पता लग गया मुझे उठना है, तो हनुमान आ गया, मैं क्या करूं। अब इन्होंने फिर से स्कीम लगाई, इन्होंने कहा नहीं हम ऐसा करते हैं, हनुमान को ब्रेक दे देते हैं। हनुमान को कहते हैं आप थोड़ा ब्रेक ले लो, आप थोड़ा रेस्ट करो, आप बहुत वर्कआउट हो चुके हो। तो अब इन्होंने स्कीम बनाई और ये स्कीम बना के भगवान राम के पास गए प्रपोजल लेकर के, कि भगवान हमने ऐसा सोचा है कि हनुमान को थोड़ा ब्रेक दे देते हैं, बहुत बेचारा बहुत सेवा कर रहा है, रात दिन लगा रहता है, इसको थोड़ा आराम मिलना चाहिए, बर्नआउट हो जाएगा। तो भगवान राम मुस्कुराने लगे, कुछ नहीं कहा भगवान। भगवान ने कहा ठीक है, जैसा तुम ठीक समझो। तो अब उन्होंने सारी सेवा हनुमान की ले ली, हनुमान तुम छुट्टी पे चले जाओ, तुम आराम कर लो। तो फिर उन्होंने भगवान को बताया, भगवान ने कहा ठीक है, हनुमान जी को बुलाया गया, हनुमान जी से इन्होंने बात की, इन्होंने कहा हनुमान तुम ये मतलब तुम रहने दो, आराम करो। तो हनुमान ने कहा ठीक है। तो अब कुछ बात होने लगी सारी, दे थॉट दी ऑल ऑफ दीज मेजर सर्विसेज, भगवान का पानी लाना है, भगवान को भोजन कराना है, भगवान को कहीं लेके जाना है, और एवरीथिंग। तो हनुमान ने फिर सोचा, हनुमान ने कहा लेकिन एक सर्विस रह गई, देयर इज वन मेनियल सर्विस, उसको आपने की लिस्ट में नहीं आपने ऐड किया। उन्होंने कहा क्या लिस्ट रह गई, उन्होंने कहा वो सर्विस बहुत जरूरी है, अगर वो सर्विस नहीं होगी, दैट सर्विस विल सेव, भगवान की उम्र को बचाएगी, वो भगवान राम की उम्र उससे बचती है। तो सर्विस क्या थी वो, व्हेन समबडी यॉन्स, जब कोई जबाई लेता है तो ऐसे चुटकी मारते हैं, कहते हैं व्हेन यू डू लाइक दिस, तो उनकी उम्र कम नहीं होती। तो इट इज सुपरस्टिशियस जो भी था। तो उन्होंने कहा ठीक है, ये तो मेनियल सर्विस है, हनुमान तुम करो। वो हनुमान के लिए छोड़ दिया हनुमान को। अब हनुमान करने लगे, हनुमान तो भगवान के बेड, भगवान के पास से हिले ही नहीं, वो कभी जाओ। हनुमान ने कहा मैं कैसे जाऊं, अब भगवान कब यौन करेंगे, कभी भी यौन कर सकते हैं, आई हैव टू बी हियर ऑल द टाइम। अब उनको लगा ये तो फिर से फेल हो गया। अब भगवान सोने गए, तो हनुमान बेडरूम में वहां भगवान के पास खड़े। माता सीता ने कहा हनुमान गेट आउट, तुम बाहर जाओ। अब हनुमान जी बाहर गए, हनुमान जी बाहर गए रूम के बाहर। अब हनुमान सोच रहे हैं पता नहीं भगवान कब यौन कर दें, है तो आई शुड डू लाइक दिस। हनुमान जी दरवाजे के बाहर बैठे, he kept doing like this and he was doing like this and भगवान is yawning inside। अब भगवान बार बार यौन कर रहे हैं, इनको चिंता हो गई कि क्या हो गया, भगवान राम बीमार तो नहीं हो गए, कुछ गड़बड़ हो गई इनको, इफ देयर इज एनी प्रॉब्लम। मदर सीता घबरा गई, क्या हो गया। फिर उन्होंने डॉक्टर को बुलाया, पूछा कि भी क्या प्रॉब्लम क्या है। फिर माता सीता को लगा हनुमान ने कुछ किया होगा, फिर हनुमान को बुलाया, हनुमान तुम क्या कर रहे हो। हनुमान अंदर आया, अंदर आते आते हनुमान ऐसा कर, ऐसा कर, ऐसा कर। जैसे हनुमान ऐसा कर रहा है, भगवान जबाई ले रहे। हनुमान भगवान के पास आके हनुमान ने बंद किया, भगवान ने यौन करना बंद कर दिया। तो उन्होंने कहा ये क्या हो गया, तो हनुमान ऐसा क्यों कर रहे हो। हनुमान सेड आई हैव टू डू दिस, आई डोंट नो भगवान यौन कब कर रहे हैं अंदर, अब तुम मुझे उनके सामने खड़ा नहीं होने दोगे, हाउ डू आई नो, आई हैव टू प्रोटेक्ट माई लॉर्ड। टू प्रोटेक्ट माई लॉर्ड आई हैव टू कीप डूइंग दिस। तो फिर हनुमान जी फाइनली अंदर आए और फिर कहते हैं फिर ये सब ने हथियार फेंक दिए। सब ने कहा हनुमान यू टेक ऑल योर सर्विसेज, यू कंटिन्यू विद योर सर्विसेज। सो दैट इज द मूड ऑफ ए सरेंडर डिवोटी। क्योंकि फिर भगवान को पता था कि हनुमान मेरी वेट कर रहा है, भगवान ने जान के यौन करना शुरू कर दिया। सो देयर इज ए कनेक्शन विद द लॉर्ड एंड द सर्वेंट, दैट इज द पॉइंट। तो सिमिलरली पृथु महाराज यहाँ कह रहे हैं कि भगवान लक्ष्मी माता जी हमसे नाराज हो जाएंगी, और जब हम आपके पैर दबाने लगेंगे, लक्ष्मी कहेगी मैंने आपकी सर्विस छीन ली, बट आई हैव ए फुल कॉन्फिडेंस यू विल टेक आवर साइड because you are Deen Vatsala. Even though she is Jagat Jananya, she is the mother of the universe, but you are Deen Vatsal. You will take our side, my dear Lord. So I have full confidence. Yeah? तो ऐसे फिर उन्होंने कहा, तो मैं I want to serve your lotus feet, and all the devotees they serve you. And then very important point he makes here, saying that that is the reason, my dear Lord, that some jnanis, even after they get the gyan, they don't stop doing your bhajan. You understand? That's the verse in Bhagavad Gita also. What is the verse Lord Krishna is saying? Remember any verse? Jnanvan mam prapadyate. Okay. It'll come back. Yeah. So basically what Krishna is saying to Arjun is that all the jnanis, right? No matter how much gyan they get, how much knowledgeable they become, but in the end, they come and surrender unto me. Right? If the jnanis have to surrender, so that's why Pṛthu Mahārāja is saying, even though they achieve the gyan, but they don't stop the service. So he's highlighting the importance of the service. And he says, that is why, my dear Lord, I want to perform your service. And then he finally says that that you asked me to ask for a boon. He says, Bhagwan, ye jo aapki conversation hai, this is very illusionary. This is confusing. That is why in the Vedas, right? कहते ना कि त्रैगुण्य विश्या वेदा निस्त्रैगुण्यो भवार्जुना, right? That the वेदों में जो बताया गया है, let me tell you, वेदों के 4 भाग हैं. सबसे पहले पार्ट को कहते हैं संहिता. उसमें कर्म कांड का सब्जेक्ट डिस्कस किया गया है. You do this, you get this, you do this. तो वो कर्म कांड का एक सेक्शन है. उसके बाद दूसरा भाग है, उसको कहा गया ब्राह्मण. उसमें जो ब्राह्मण है, पीपल हु आर वर्शिपिंग ब्रह्म, जो भगवान की उपासना करते हैं, उनका काम कैसे होना चाहिए, उनके आचार, उनका जो उनके मंत्र हैं. सो द mantras or instruction related to that, so that is called brahman. And the third is called aranyak. Very often you hear aranyak. So people who are staying in the forest, how they are performing the worships. And the fourth part is called Vedant. Upanishad जिसमें आते हैं. Right? Vedant is the conclusion of the Vedas. Right? And that's what 15.15 verse Bhagavad Gita, भगवान कहते हैं वेदेश्च सर्वेर अहमेव वेदो वेदांत कृत वेद विदेह चा. Right? I am to be known by the Vedas. But sometimes we are stuck up in the first part only, जो कर्म कांड में हम लोग फंस जाते हैं. तो पृथु महाराज भगवान से यही कह रहे हैं कि भगवान, ये जो आप कह रहे हो कि वर मांगो, when you are asking me to ask for a boon, right? This is a little bit illusionary. और इसी चक्कर में lot of people, they continue doing so many activities, right? Because they are mohit. They are illusioned, so they keep performing these karma activities, fruitative activities. You do this, you get this benefit. ये कर्म करेंगे ये फल मिलेगा, ये पूजा करेंगे ये फल मिलेगा. तो मुझको वो सब नहीं चाहिए. And then he speaks today's verse. So therefore, Tvanmayayadha जन ईश खंडितो यद अन्यद आशा स्तरितात्मनो बुधा. यद आशा स्तरितात्मनो बुधा यथा चरेद्वा लहितं पिता स्वयं. इसको ब्रेक करते हैं. यथा चरेत बालहितं पिता स्वयं तथा त्वमेव अर्हसि न समीहितुम. यथा, इस लाइन को आप याद कर लीजिए. जैसे बाल के हित के लिए, बच्चों के हित के लिए पिता कोई भी एक्शन करते हैं, बाल हितम पिता स्वयं। देखो कितना इंपॉर्टेंट है, स्वयं। जैसे खुद पिता अपने बच्चे के लिए करता है, वैसे ही आप भी स्वयं खुद। तथा त्वम एव, ओनली यू, और हसी यू ऑट टू। मतलब भगवान आपको करना ही है मेरे लिए, बस आप ही को करना है भगवान, आप ही मेरे लिए डिसाइड करें व्हाट इज राइट फॉर मी, राइट। ना मीन्स मी, मेरे लिए, समय ही तुम, मेरे हित में जो है भगवान, वो आप डिसीजन ले लीजिए, वो वर आप मुझको दे दीजिए। तो इस तरीके से पृथु महाराज ने फिर भगवान की उपासना की। और फिर मैत्री जी कहते हैं उसके बाद जब पृथु महाराज ने ये सब बोला तो भगवान फिर वहां से जाने लगे। और भगवान ने फिर पृथु महाराज को कहा कि ठीक है, इति आदि राजेन नुतः स विश्व विश्वदृक्। जो भगवान विश्व को देखने वाले हैं, पूरे विश्व को जो देख लेते हैं, फिर उन्होंने भगवान से कहा, तम आह राजन मद भक्ति रस्तुते, तुम्हें मेरी भक्ति मिल जाएगी, यू विल परफॉर्म माई भक्ति। और फिर भगवान ने उसको एक और बात कही, उन्होंने कहा कि जो मेरी इंस्ट्रक्शंस हैं, इफ यू विल फॉलो माई इंस्ट्रक्शंस, राइट, यू विल बी एबल टू क्रॉस ओवर जो मेरी माया है। मायाम मदीयाम तरत स्म दुस्तेजाम, दिस इल्यूजरी एनर्जी, इसको तुम बड़े आराम से क्रॉस कर जाओगे। तो ये भगवान किसको कह रहे हैं? इनकारनेशन ऑफ भगवान को कह रहे हैं। यू सी, यू आर ऑल्सो पार्ट एंड पार्सल ऑफ द सुप्रीम लॉर्ड। भगवान ने कहा है ममैव अंशो जीवलोके, यू आर ऑल इज पार्ट एंड पार्सल, बट वी आर अणु, ही इज विभु। So you also have that ansh, but we can magnify that ansh by performing devotional service. By with a mood of surrender, you can magnify that. और भगवान की फिर कृपा होगी। So like this, पृथु महाराज ने भगवान की फिर उपासना की। मैत्री जी कहते हैं फिर भगवान ने पृथु महाराज को देखा और फिर भगवान वहां से अंतर्ध्यान हो गए। उसके बाद जितने भी डेमिगॉड्स आए थे, यू कैन सी, आपको पीछे ब्रह्मा जी भी दिखेंगे। यू लुक एट द पिक्चर, मे बी इट्स नॉट क्लियर इनफ। ब्रह्मा जी भी हैं, शिव भी हैं, सो मेनी डेमिगॉड्स। कहते हैं जब भगवान आते हैं, भगवान के साथ सब आ जाते हैं, एवरीबडी वाज देयर। और फिर भगवान गरुड़ पे बैठ के वापस चले गए। जैसे भगवान चले गए, देन जितने डेमिगॉड्स थे, ब्राह्मण थे, ब्रह्म ऋषि थे, पृथु महाराज ने सबका स्वागत किया, अभिनंदन किया, सबको गिफ्ट दिए। जो भी जिस जिस तरीके से आपके घर लोग आते हैं, आप उनको विदा करते हो, वेलकम करते हो, सिमिलरली पृथु महाराज ने सब किया। और फिर पृथु महाराज ने उन भगवान को प्रणाम किया। कहते हैं जो भगवान अदृष्टाय अदृष्टाय नमस्कृत्य नृप समदर्शिता आत्मने, वो भगवान जो अदृष्टाय हैं, जो दिखाई भी नहीं देते हैं, उन भगवान ने पृथु महाराज को अपने दर्शन दिए। और पृथु महाराज ने फिर उन भगवान को प्रणाम किया है। वो भगवान फिर से कहते हैं अव्यक्ताय च देवानाम, जो डेमिगॉड्स को भी नहीं दिखते हैं, देवताओं को भी नहीं दिखते हैं, वो भगवान को पृथु महाराज ने प्रणाम किया और वो फिर अपनी नगरी में चले जाते। He went back to his capital. Right? Now in the next chapter we will discuss, अब भगवान ने बोल दिया है पृथु महाराज को that very soon he will meet Sanat Kumars. Now Sanat Kumars will come and there will be a conversation between Sanat Kumars and Pṛthu Maharaj. और उनसे फिर सनत कुमार से पृथु महाराज फिर से जो जीवन का तत्व है, भगवान की भक्ति है, उसका ज्ञान लेंगे। You see, he is such a busy person. He is the Adi Raj, he is the king of the whole universe, but he is busy with getting this knowledge, meeting all these great personalities.
Same like प्रभु जी अद्वैताचार्य जी ने चैतन्य महाप्रभु को बोला है ना।
Yes. So yes, so we'll stop here now, right? So Tattvidas, Hare Krishna, Kavita Mataji. No, he's Sridhar Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Sridhar Prabhu. We'll stop now.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Sure, Prabhu. I'm just outside your house, Prabhu. Can someone let me in?
Oh yes, Prabhu is outside.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Prabhu. Please come in.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.